Fox Sports.
We are the North. We are the West.
Driven to center field. Deep. Rasmus looks up. Gone! Josh Hamilton. A walk-off. Two-run homer. His third career walk-off blast, and the Rangers win it 8-7. Afternoon here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, and another sold-out house for the final game of this three-game series between the Rangers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Definitely a tough act to follow after yesterday. If the Rangers can get a win today, it will probably have something to do with the man Jim Knox is watching out in the bullpen.
Yu Darvish putting in the final pitches before taking the mound here in the bullpen. It looks like he's ready to go. We're ready to go. First pitch between the Rangers and Blue Jays coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest.
You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. And by a reminder from Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Designated driver. Welcome, Dave Barnett, along with Tom Creed. The Rangers go for a three-game sweep today after more routine magic yesterday from Josh Hamilton, putting the finishing touches on one of the great months any Ranger has ever had.
Yeah, it's been a great 2 months for Josh. It's mind-boggling to have watched this for 2 months, not just at the plate, but on the bases and in the field. Yesterday's dramatic home run just kind of added to the early season legend. He's been nosed out for the batting average lead by the hottest player in baseball, Paul Konerko. He still leads in home runs and RBIs and slugging percentage and right up there in on-base percentage. 11 home runs this month. That is the team record.
And for more, let's welcome down on the field Emily Jones. Emily?
Well, guys, as you well know, this team has a pretty good idea of what it wants to do as far as not getting too high with the highs or too low with the lows. So leave it to Michael Young to put yesterday's win into perspective.
During the season, you want to generate momentum any way you can. As an offense, yesterday we were having trouble getting that big hit to put an end to it. But the good news is we kept getting guys out there. If we can continue to do that, we're going to be in good shape. But it was definitely a big win. Hopefully we can use it to put ourselves on a nice little hot streak.
And, of course, to this team, every win is a big win, whether it comes in May, June, July, or August, for that matter. The big thing about it, though, if you do want to look at where it put them in terms of the AL West, on top in the West, of course, as they have been for quite some time. However, the Angels have rattled off 5 straight wins, but the Rangers are still sitting on top of their most comfortable lead in the AL West, still 6.5 games up. So even though the Angels have continued to surge, the Rangers definitely keeping pace with that lead in the AL West, guys.
And this is just the second day this year for the Rangers to enjoy a 6.5 game lead. They also had it April 30th when they were up visiting the Toronto Blue Jays. So Darvish and the Rangers take the field. John Farrell's lined up for the Blue Jays today. We'll begin with the shortstop, Yunel Escobar. Colby Rasmus batting second and playing center. Jose Bautista is in right field. And the DH batting cleanup today, Edwin Encarnacion. Eric Thames is in left. Catchers, J.P. Arancibia. Brett Laurie at third, batting seventh. Just called up from AAA Las Vegas, David Cooper bats eighth at first. And the ageless wonder, Omar Vizquel, will bat ninth and play second base again today as we get the Nissan scouting report on Yu Darvish.
Well, after 9 starts, it's very positive. His 3.05 ERA is 9th in the league. He's tied for the league lead with 6 wins, 10-plus strikeouts per 9 innings. That's second in the American League. 4-0 with a 3-point ERA and a nice opponent's batting average in 4 starts at home. You hear a lot about how this is a tough park to pitch in. It's always nice to have pitchers who don't mind pitching in this ballpark, and so far that's been the case with you.
Darvish and 8 others, all with 6 wins. There's the Rangers defense, and outfield of Murphy, Hamilton, and Cruz. Beltre, Andrus Young, Moreland the infield, Ian Kinsler will get a half day off as the DH. Mike Napoli back from stomach ailment, which has kept him out of the last couple of games, and he will do the catching. We're set to go with Yunel Escobar, who yesterday batted 7 times, got 2 hits. Those were in his first 2 at bats, 0 for 5 thereafter. And Darvish strictly from the stretch for a little over a month now. Escobar 5-game hitting streak. And up and in 2 balls and no strikes. It is 89 degrees, a little bit cooler than this time yesterday, and another jet stream day with the wind whistling in from right field. A little more of a cross breeze today, right to left, than yesterday. Outside, that one misses. 3 balls and no strikes. And there's Tim Timmons behind the plate. Lance Barrett is at first. Eric Cooper at second. Marty Foster umpiring at third as the crew chief. Darvish starts Escobar with a 4-pitch walk. Ron Washington saw on Monday in Seattle 6 walks in 4 innings out of Darvish. 4 hits, 5 runs, one of which was unearned. And he spent 96 pitches in those 4 innings. So Escobar aboard for Rasmus. Colby's only hit yesterday in 6 trips, a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. He's got the Blue Jays scoring off and running. And the first 5 offerings out of the zone.
Yeah, it's not like he's all over the place. He's right around the strike zone. He's just not in the strike zone. And Darvish is throwing strikes and getting ahead in the count. Then he can get the hitters to chase pitches out of the strike zone. But right now, they're going to take until he throws a strike.
Didn't there. That's high. It's 2 balls, no strikes. You faced these Blue Jays April 30th, beat them at Rogers Center 4-1, one of his better outings, 7 innings, 1 run on 4 hits. He only walked 2 and struck out 9. And he threw a first pitch strike to 20 of the 27 Blue Jays he faced that night. Escobar has only attempted 1 stolen base. It was unsuccessful.
I can't believe he swung at that pitch.
I pop up down to Andrews.
That's just an undisciplined young hitter who hasn't really got a good idea about how the game is played yet. You got a guy struggling to throw a strike. The first pitch he sees to swing at, he pops up for an easy out. And all you can say is thank you very much for that.
So 1 gone. And here is Jose Bautista.
You know, I hate to give a take sign to a hitter, but you would think that after you've been in the big leagues a few years, you would have a little bit better idea than to swing at that pitch.
And Bautista takes ball 1.
You know, Darvish right now has thrown 8 pitches, 1 strike, and has 1 out.
He's got a hot hitter here, Bautista, to a very slow month of April, coming around in May. 7 and 16 RBIs for the home run leader in the majors the last 2 years. Over just his last 15 games, he's been that productive. And he fouls this one back, and it's 1-2. Darvish has won his first 4 home starts here at the ballpark with an ERA of exactly 3. Started the day at 3.05, 3rd best among American League rookies. Tied for 5th in both strikeouts and walks in the AL. After Bautista, it will be the DH, the dangerous Edwin Encarnacion, having a terrific year. Bounces in and off the mitt of Mike Napoli. And Escobar will hang on at second base on the wild pitch.
Looked like a splitter. Change up, something like that. Just bounced way out in front of Mike, who goes down to try to block it, but wasn't able to keep it in front of him. It kicked off the side. Picked it up in time, though, so that Escobar couldn't go to third base.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And he gets him swinging for out number 2.
So he threw it again. He buried the splitter in the dirt for a wild pitch. Comes back and throws it again. Either a changeup or a splitter. Off-speed pitch that dropped. One was a wild pitch and the next one was a strikeout.
And that brings up Encarnacion with 2 outs. Friday night, 2 for 4, a homer. Yesterday, 1 for 6. Infield hit in his final at bat. That was for Robbie Ross in the 12th inning. $64 strikeouts now for you, Darvish. Top 6 in the American League. And the breaking ball foul back, and it's even up at a ball and a strike for Encarnacion. Edwin with 15 homers, 38 RBIs, second to Hamilton in the 5-game hitting streak. Last year, through 47 games, he had 1 home run and 10 runs batted in. Clicked early for him this year, and he has stayed pretty much locked in the whole way. Right through that one at 94, and it's 1-2. So we get our first chance of you. The signs are out. Bilingual. Trying to get him through this first inning. And that slow roller picked up by Beltre to end the first. Darvish works around the leadoff walk and the wild pitch. Nothing for the Blue Jays. Rangers coming to bat. And here's Ron Washington's lineup today. It'll begin with the DHing Ian Kinsler, Elvis Andrus in short. Josh Hamilton again in center field today, and he bats third ahead of the third baseman Beltre. Michael Young is at second base. With Murphy at left, Cruz and right, Napoli catching, and Moreland batting ninth and playing first against the 4-4 native of Victoria, Texas, Kyle Drabek.
Well, Drabek has turned it around this year, and he's throwing the ball exceptionally well. He's always thrown the ball exceptionally well. This year he's throwing more strikes and getting people out.
Much better results at the Rogers Center than away so far this year. But he is the 9th toughest to hit in the American League. .217 the average he allows, and he misses high with his first pitch here to Kinsler. He had yesterday a couple of hits, including a double, and he scored twice. Make that major league leading total 39 runs. Kyle, of course, son of Doug Drabek, 13-year major leaguer, Cy Young winner, 155 career wins. High pop up on the right side. And Vizquel letting David Cooper handle that one for the first out. Look at the rest of the Toronto defense. Fames, Rasmus Bautista the outfield with Lori Escobar. Vizquel and Cooper was called up a couple days ago at first base. And again, JP Arancibia is behind the plate.
Drabek comes into the game with a .217 opponent's batting average. Been very difficult to hit. He has walked the 4th most in the league, though. He's walked 34 batters in 52 innings. A solid .327 ERA. Gets a lot of ground ball outs. In fact, their starting staff is a very good young staff, and I'd say the one thing that shines through the staff is they get a lot of ground balls. Alvarez yesterday, Ricky Romero, Drabeck, Brandon Morrow, all 4 of those good young starters are ground ball pitchers.
Drabeck's ratio is more than twice as many groundouts as fly balls. 6th best ratio in the American League. Even up with Elvis, a ball and a strike. Somehow got out of the way.
That ball just kept tailing and tailing and tailing. Like the pitch that almost hit Nelly Cruz the other night and didn't.
So the 2-1. Base hit to left field. And Andrus gets the Rangers started today. A 1-out single to bring up Hamilton.
It's a high fastball. This is not, doesn't sink. A little bit above the belt and straight. And Elvis hits it straight in the left field on a line.
Elvis 2 for his last 19 before that shot, so he's at first. He has 8 stolen bases, tied for 4th in the league, and here is yesterday's hero, Josh Hamilton. '13th inning, his 3rd career walk-off homer. All to finish come from behind rallies. The Rangers trailed on all 3 of those. July 9th of '08 against K-Rod of the Angels, and last July 9th, memorable upper deck walk-off against the A's, Andrew Bailey. Pops this one up. The entire infield on that side of the bag, and Vizquel couldn't find it. Andrews standing at first, though, and now replaced at first base by Hamilton.
I think he dropped it on purpose. I think he said, "I'll switch base runners with you." Let's see. I don't know. He might have lost it in the sun. Didn't look like it. Didn't look like he was struggling. He doesn't have sunglasses. You know, sometimes a heads-up player like Vizquel might say, "Well, Elvis is a better threat to steal a base than Josh. I'll just put Josh on first base and let him switch. Just let it drop and get the force out at second." High pop-up like that's not going to bounce anywhere. You just pick it up and make the play he did. So be interested to know exactly what he did on that play. You know, if he lost it in the sun, he would be asking for sunglasses right now, I would think.
Goes as the fielder's choice, and Andrews forced 4-6 at second base. And that one's low to Adrian, ball and a strike.
Yeah, that's one when you read the account of the game and you see a 4-6 on that play. It doesn't really tell the story of exactly what happened.
Well, who's craftier than Omar Vizquel?
Nobody. Nobody in the game right now, anyway. He was crafty when he was 25, let alone 45.
Hamilton off with the pitch, goes right through the legs of Eric Cooper, the second base umpire. But Vizquel makes the play, ends the Ranger first. Strange first. No runs on a hit, a man left.
All right, thanks, Dave. Ranger fans looking for the sweep today, against the Blue Jays. Community Corner this afternoon. We're talking about how the Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation would love to help kids continue to play baseball and softball. If you have a great organization, you can apply for a grant. All you have to do is to find out more about this information is log on to texasrangers.com/foundation. Dave?
All right, here's Eric Thames to lead off the top half of the second, and he looks at a first pitch strike.
That would have been funny, that last play of the Rangers' first inning. If Beltre had taken that pitch, Josh got a good jump and probably would have stolen second base. It would have been kind of funny. It's almost like the hitter that comes up after an intentional walk, taking it personally. If Omar, in fact, did let that ball fall, which it looked like, to trade base runners, Josh was saying, fine, you want me to be the base runner? I'll steal second. Josh doesn't run as much as Elvis, but he's just as good a base runner. He just doesn't, that's not quite his game like it is Elvis's, but Josh is 4 out of 5 stealing bases this year, and that probably would have been number 5.
This pop-up blown by the wind, which is gusting to 24 miles an hour. And it remains 0-2. That is a 40-yard dash I would pay to watch, though. Josh Hamilton and Elvis Andrus.
I'd say it'd be pretty even. If I had to bet on the 40-yard, if it was a 60-yard dash, I'd bet on Josh.
How about the 100?
I'd bet on Josh.
Thames waiting for the 0-2 pitch from Darvish, and he gets him looking. Big slow breaking ball.
He's got 2 different breaking balls. He's got a big one that's a little slower. That's it. And he's got a real hard one that doesn't break as much. That he'll throw a lot to left-handers too. It goes straight down. See a lot of strikeouts on that pitch too.
Darvish starting to zero in on the zone after his first 6 pitches in the first inning were all balls. Since then, 14 pitches, 11 strikes.
Yeah, who knows what would have happened in the first inning if Rasmus took the pitch at 2-0. Who knows? But the fact is, after 6 straight balls, the first strike was popped up for an out, and that has to be a nice psychological victory for a pitcher when you're struggling to throw a strike.
Breaking ball had Aaron Sebia backing off before it caught the inside corner. 1-1.
Most of the lineups that Darvish has faced have been predominantly left-handed. Some of them have been all left-handed. That's not the case today. There's 3 left-hand hitters in the lineup: Cooper, Thames, and Rasmus. And of course, Vizquel, the switch hitter, he's hitting left-handed today. I don't know how many lineups Darvish will face with 5 right-hand hitters in the lineup.
Here's the 2-1.
That's the reason why managers like to use left-hand hitters against him, to counteract the hard breaking ball that goes away from the right-hand hitter. Unless he just hangs it in the middle of the plate, right-hand hitters are not going to have a whole lot of success at that pitch.
That has been his swing and miss pitch through now 10 starts. After the fastball a little bit low and a full count. Aaron Sebia yesterday, just 1 hit and 6 trips. It was an RBI single in the 7th, and it forged the 5-5 tie that lasted till the 13th. 3-2 pitch. Down swinging on the fastball. Today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. Welcome. It is great to have all y'all with us. 2 outs here in the second. Brings up Brett Lawrie. And now they're missing the fastball with regularity as Darvish has a chance to strike out the side. Struck out 3 of the last 4 men he's faced. Aaron Sebia behind the fastball. Here's Lawrie. Looks at that fastball miss.
You know, the other side of the pop-up that Josh hit is you switch base runners. You're going to get an out one way or the other. It doesn't matter whether you let it drop or whether you catch it. But in some cases, you let the pop-up drop, and if the hitter is a little bit upset and doesn't run, and you have a chance for a double play. Ball bounces, runner stays around home plate. You pick it up, throw to second, and back to first. You can get a double play. That can be very embarrassing for a hitter.
Crowd rising behind Darvish. 30th pitch of the day. 1-2 to Laurie. And stays alive. Fred Laurie yesterday 2 for 6. He scored twice, including the go-ahead run in the Blue Jays' 2-run 13th inning. That was off of Robbie Ross. Lead that did not last. The 1-2 pitch. Hammered down the left field line and off the wall. So Laurie into second base as Murphy gets it back. Brett Laurie with a 2-out double, the first Blue Jay hit of the day.
Well, Laurie did a good job waiting on that curveball. Curveball stays up right in the middle of the plate. Actually on the inside half of the plate. Lowry does a nice job waiting on it. You can see him keep his hands close to his body, so the good part of the bat makes contact with it. I said this yesterday, but bears repeating. That kid's going to be an outstanding player. You're looking at a potential all-star for a lot of years.
We loved him from day one in Canada, native of Langley, British Columbia. So it brings up first baseman David Cooper. Cooper just called up from AAA Las Vegas on Friday. And yesterday with 2 for 5, scored 1, drove in 1.
That's a
slow
strike.
curve stays high, according to Tim Timmons, anyway.
Borderline strike. If our pitcher throws it, I'd want it to be a strike. If theirs threw it, I'd want it to be a ball.
Same thing, and it's 3-0. Cooper reaches. Vizquel would be next. Omar getting a second straight start at second base. The 3-0. Fastball in there.
And Cooper looked good in yesterday's game. He's a high draft choice out of college. #1 draft choice. Swung the bat pretty well. Had a nice hit and run. Ground ball through shortstop yesterday.
To left field. Murphy going back. Looks up. Makes the catch. Over the shoulder up against the wall. Well, the Ranger outfield turning in some highlight plays the last couple of days. Wasn't sure Murphy had a beat on it. He did, and he hauled it in. To support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Michael Young leading off the Rangers second. And takes the first two from Kyle Drabeck. Michael on Friday night, 3 hits, 3 runs scored, snapping a 15-game 169 dip. 1 for 6 yesterday. Through the hole on the right side. Base hit. A good sign when Michael Young is getting that kind of base hit again.
They had one in extra innings to lead off one of the extra innings yesterday. Same type of a hit to right field. Rangers had the leadoff man in 4 straight innings, starting with the 9th inning yesterday, but couldn't score.
Here's David Murphy. Put it into the top of the second with the flare. And steps up here, hitting .258 on the year with 5 homers and 15 runs batted in, and takes our Brown hand center, great hands of the game.
This is how you make a play in left field. You turn your back to the plate to go as fast as you can. You look down to see where the wall is, and then you look up and watch the ball into the glove. Very nicely done.
And looks the ball too. Could that bring a flash of panic if you take your eyes off the ball to get a beat on it, and then sometimes is it hard to find the ball again?
It can be, but that's the way that you have to make it. It's harder to watch the ball all the way off the bat when it's directly over your head, to get there as quickly as you can, because you can run faster when you're not doing that. So big league outfielders should be able to look at the ball, turn their back, sprint to a certain spot, look up, and be in position to catch it, unless it's hit too far and you can't do it. And that's one thing I think that distinguishes a really good outfielder from one that is going to struggle out there. You have to be able to do that. But yeah, you can have a little bit of panic with a lesser ability to do that. But when you've done it a lot and you're a good outfielder, it's pretty natural. Now, it can be a problem in certain domes when it's tough to pick the ball up. In the old dome in Minnesota, you really couldn't take your eye off the ball for that very reason. You'd look back up and look and see the gray roof of that dome and have a hard time picking up the ball. So that would have been an exception to that. You really couldn't take your eye off it there. And there might be some times where the sun's directly in your eyes. You take your eye off the ball, turn around, and first thing you see is the sun, and then it could be a problem. But under normal conditions, a good outfielder should be able to do that. The other thing is it helps you know exactly where the wall is, too.
Outside, ball 4, Murphy takes a walk. And the first 2 reach here against Drabeck in the bottom of the second to bring up Cruz.
I think we saw a game in Seattle where Alex Liddy, who's a third baseman, was playing left field, so it stands to reason he wouldn't be as smooth out there as he would be if he were an outfielder. But he really didn't check to see where the wall was. He got to the middle of the warning track and jumped like the wall was right there, and the ball landed between him and the wall. And that was just because he's not an experienced outfielder.
Here is Nelly. A big cut and miss. Cruz yesterday. First of the back-to-back home runs, followed by Torrealba and Moreland. This off the starter Henderson Alvarez with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Nelly's 6th of the year.
Drabeck's thrown 21 pitches. Only 9 of them have been strikes so far.
Back out of play and 0-2. 7th time in Ranger history for 3 consecutive hitters to go deep. 3rd time it's happened in a year. And Cruz, Torrealba, and Hamilton have each homered in the last 2 games, and that is a franchise first for 3 hitters all to homer in consecutive games. Lays off the 0-2 pitch. Doug Drabek came to the Blue Jays from the Phillies in the Roy Halladay deal in December of 2009. He was a first-round pick in 06 by Philadelphia. Coming out of the Woodlands High School. He was a two-position All-America, pitching and as a shortstop, and a two-time Class 5A Texas Player of the Year. Oh, he reaches out, pops that one up. And the first baseman Cooper puts away the first out of the inning. So here's Mike Napoli. He came in yesterday as a pinch hitter for Mitch Moreland. Got another at bat on 0 for 2. Darren Oliver struck him out in that pinch hitting appearance in the 10th.
And Mike's still trying to find a comfort zone at the plate right now. You can just tell that he's been a little bit uncomfortable with his timing. Been in between some pitches, been a little bit late on a fastball, swinging at some pitches he might not normally swing at. But you don't get as hot as Mike got for 3.5 months last year and then forget how to do it again. Just a matter of time before he gets right back into a really good streak. Just going through one of those tough spells right now.
He's got Young at second, Murphy at first with one out. Infield double play depth. The 1-0 pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Like a late scratch Friday with the stomach ailment. Told Ron Washington yesterday he was ready to go. And the wash one more day theory kicked in. Players say they're healthy again, whatever the malady might have been. Likes to give him one more day just to make sure, and then get him back in the lineup. Just outside for ball 3. Drabek now with 27 pitches, only 11 strikes. He's allowed 2 hits and a walk so far. Close to loading the bases here with the 3-0. And he does just that on 4 pitches. Let's go down to Emily.
Well, guys, you talk about Mitch Moreland and how hot he's been swinging the bat of late, including yesterday 3 for 3 before he was pulled in favor of Mike Napoli's pinch hit. Mitch says he wants to be in there, but he understands his Skip's decision.
I always want to be in there, no matter what happens. But, it is his decision. You have to respect the manager, and, he makes that call if that's what he feels comfortable with, and you're behind him 100%. So, if that situation comes up, I'll be ready for it. But until then, you have to go with the captain says.
And I asked Wash after the game if it was just a matchup situation. He said, absolutely. I know Knapp has been struggling, but one swing of the bat could get him out of his slump. I liked the matchup that Napoli presented at the plate, even though Mitch was riding a hot bat yesterday, guys.
Yep, 3 hits, including a homer for Moreland yesterday. Drabek has lost sight of the strike zone, at least for the time being. 2 walks and a single here in the inning. That's Young at third, Murphy at second, and Napoli at first.
Mitch has a perfect attitude for that situation. No one wants to get pinch hit for in that situation, especially someone who's as hot as Mitch. But you respect the manager. The manager has tough calls to make. He has to go with what he feels gives him the best chance. And as Mitch said it, you respect the manager. At the same time, no manager would be happy with a player who said, boy, was I glad to see that pinch hitter come out there. There's no way I could have gotten a hit. I mean, you have to believe in yourself. And a manager, I think, would be surprised if the player wasn't upset that he got pinch hit for. That's part of the game. I mean, Mitch didn't quite say it that way, but a lot of players, if they were saying exactly what they were thinking, would say, yeah, I was mad. I feel good. I didn't want to get pinch hit for. But he's the manager, and he makes those decisions. That's kind of the way you have to look at it.
And if Napoli comes through, Wash looks like a genius.
Sure.
Well, 6 straight Drabek pitches have missed. Here's the 2-0. And it just is there on the very edge of the outside.
Yeah, that's a pitch you had to take right there. You couldn't swing at that 2-0 pitch with the bases loaded after two walks in the inning, 6 straight balls, and Mitch took it. Now he got a good look at it. He'll be ready to hit this one if it's a strike.
It was not.
See, if you swing at that 2-0 pitch and pop it up, you get an easy out. You take it, now you run the count to 3-1. You're still going to get a pitch to hit, and if you don't, you take it, you get an RBI and a walk.
3-ball, 1-strike count. Way up high to walk Moreland and walk in the first run of the game.
Well, the Blue Jays had to change pitchers the first day in the first inning when Brandon Morrow struggled. For today's game, because of the way their bullpen's been used, they had to call up 2 relief pitchers. Jesse Chavez and Chad Beck were both called up from AAA because of the state of their bullpen. In fact, you could make a case that the way the Rangers worked over Brandon Morrow the first day set up the win yesterday, because they had to use a couple of the guys 2 days ago and then use them again yesterday when they were pretty much worn out. And the Rangers took advantage of that situation.
So a run in, 20th RBI of the year for Moreland. Still loaded, still only 1 out, and here's Ian Kinsler, who popped to first to begin the game. Chance for a big inning. And again, Drabek missing high. Kyle Drabek now 34 pitches, only 12 strikes. He has walked as many as 6 in a game already twice this year. And Ian liked the breaking ball, fouls it straight back.
Well, it was a strike and it was a hanger too. So if you're going to swing under these circumstances, number one, you better get a good pitch to hit. Ian did get a good pitch to hit. You better have a good swing at it. He did. Just fouled it off.
There's a base hit to left field. Murphy scores. Napoli will score. Ian Kinsler into second base with a 2-run double, and it's 3-0.
Well, you want to take advantage of your opportunities. The opportunities were there because of the walks. Then the opportunities there because Drabek doesn't want to walk the next guy. Ian got a hanging curveball that he fouled off, and then gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate, and had 2 good swings and ended up with a couple of RBIs and a double.
And he ends up safe at second, safe and secure in New York life. Kinsler had 1 RBI in his last 18 games. 2 there, his 19th and 20th. First ball hitting, Andrews fouls it back. Elvis singled in the first. So a laboring Kyle Drabek has seen the first 2 of his 3 walks here in the inning come home. Moreland at third after his bases loaded walk. And low and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Second only to Jeremy Hellickson this year. With runners in scoring position, just 143. Rangers yesterday were 1 for 15 with men in scoring position until the decisive 13th inning. High and deep to left. Thames on the track. Can't get it. It's off the wall. Moreland scores. Kinsler being waved home. He will score on a 2-run double by Elvis. 5-0.
That's the second straight play that Thames got a ball and just picked it up and fired it on Ian's double. he had a shot at second base. On this play, probably not a great chance to throw Ian out at the plate. But you can see Ian waiting at second base, going back to tag up. Thames misses the ball, but then instead of coming up and throwing it to the cutoff man, he just launches it as far as he can toward third base and made sure there was no play.
And Hamilton fouls the first pitch off. Thames trying to climb the wall out there.
No, he got there. Looked like he had it timed. Just didn't come up with it.
So a 5-run inning. Hamilton, the 8th Ranger to bat. There is still only 1 out. Inside 1-1. Big hit by Andrews, who was 2 for his last 19 coming into today. Dropped out of the top 10 in batting. But 2 for 2 today already has him up 8 points to 310 for the year. A high pop up out into shallow center field, and Escobar backs out, grabs out number 2. Our 4th leaderboard. Take a look at who has scored the most runs in the majors, and the Rangers have the top 2 in that category, Kinsler and Hamilton. Even just scoring is 40th. And the 9th man to bat here in the 2nd inning, Adrian Beltre, who grounded to second to end the 1st.
Well, as they say, the walks will come back to haunt you, and 3 walks this inning, and every one of them is scored. Murphy, Napoli, and Moreland.
That is his 32nd pitch of the inning, and that's a deep drive to left field, and that one is gone. 2-run blast by Beltre. 7-0 Rangers.
Draybeck is a really good young pitcher. He's off to a pretty good start to this season. But just like Brandon Morrow, who you can say the exact same thing about, he just had a game, is having a game where it's just not going his way. He either can't throw a strike, or when he does, it's right down the center of the plate, and the Ranger hitters are teeing off on the good pitches to hit. It was a tough start for Morrow, tough start for Draybeck, but 2 really good young pitchers.
Michael Young gets that one past Laurie and down the left field line, and he'll have himself a double.
Now with the state of the bullpen, John Farrell is waiting as long as he can, but he can't wait any longer. Not the way this inning is going. He's got someone up in the bullpen now. Probably one of the new guys, either Jesse Chavez or Chad Beck.
Michael Young started the inning with a single. Continues it with that double. The Rangers' 3rd double here in the inning. And here's David Murphy. He walked and scored the 2nd of these 7 runs. And Tom, you're right, one of the new guys, Jesse Chavez, right-handers, beginning to throw out in their bullpen. Chavez and Chad Beck.
Now every day since the first day of this series, Toronto has been in a precarious situation in their bullpen. And if Draybeck doesn't settle down, they're going to be in the same situation tomorrow.
Murphy made that a close play, but he's thrown it by Vizquel. What a 2nd inning for the Rangers. 7 runs on 5 base hits. Kinsler a 2-run double. Andrews likewise. And then Beltre goes 398 feet. His 10th homer of the year. first game of the doubleheader at Detroit. So Yu Darvish sat back and watched the runs pour across the plate. And Omar Vizquel now leading off the top half of the third. Omar yesterday started the day 2 for 22 for the season and went 3 for 6. Drove in his first 2 RBIs as a Blue Jay. Through the first 2 innings, Darvish needing 36 pitches, 3 strikeouts, a walk. He only hit a Laurie double. And Darvish here looking to throw strikes with this big lead, looking for the shutdown inning. Omar yesterday passing Pudge Rodriguez, 44th on the all-time hit list. And sends that one out to Hamilton in center. Ranger fans, Chevy is proud to present a new show called Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. here on Fox Sports Southwest, or you can visit hometownkids.tv for more information. One gone. Back to the top of the order, Yunel Escobar, who started the game by working a 4-pitch walk. Took second on a wild pitch, stayed right there. Darvish got Rasmus to pop up, struck out Bautista, and Encarnacion grounded out. Seven-run inning on 5 base hits. And 3 walks. All of which came around to score.
Tough inning for a good young pitcher. You know, you have growing pains. We say it all the time. And you see it today.
Shot up the middle, base hit for Escobar, now with a 6-game hitting streak.
I have a few things to mention this inning, Dave. David and Rachel Reeves from Shreveport are here with Allie and Caleb Reeves for Caleb and Allie's first Ranger game. Glad you're here from Shreveport to see the game. Have 300 volunteers from the Arlington Southwest Little League are here as well. I know you're enjoying the game so far. It's a Little League right out in my neighborhood.
So 1 out, 1 on for Colby Rasmus. He looks at a strike.
I want to thank the Festive Kitchen for the nosh bag they sent. I want to wish Maddie Newen, I think the name is, a happy birthday today. 85 years old today. Watches all the Ranger games from Abilene, Texas. Thank you very much and happy birthday. Darvish jumps ahead, no balls and 2 strikes to Colby Rasmus. Also want to thank Lindsay Swim from Richardson, Texas for the cupcakes. And wish Kyle Gatewood from Hamilton here celebrating his 10th birthday. And to celebrate his 10th birthday, he brought his best friend Michael Best along with him. And along with them, they brought the Sopapilla cheesecake to us that was a huge hit up here in the press box. So
thank you. That lasted about 20 seconds.
Yeah, thank you to everybody. Happy birthdays. Glad you're here. And thanks for the food.
So that's what that was.
You didn't see, you might have looked at it, but you didn't taste it because it was gone quick.
I got just a brief whiff. And it disappeared. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rasmus. Up the middle, another base hit. Escobar will take third base, and the Blue Jays now with runners on the corners and 1 man out for Jose Bautista.
A change up right off the end of the bat. Putt. What could have been a double play if it was right at an infielder. Finds a hole right up the middle.
And now a man who can start to erase this huge deficit very easily with 1 swing of his bat. He's gone deep 7 times in his last 15 games. 7th in the league, all told, with 12 home runs. Right after the first pitch here. Bautista 2 years ago, 54 homers, 124 runs batted in. And followed it up last year with 43 and 103. Also led the majors in walks, slugging percentage, on base plus slugging. And this ground ball to Beltre. Only the out at second base, as Escobar comes home to make it 7-1. So an RBI in the fielder's choice for Jose Bautista, his 32nd.
Designated hitter Edwin Encarnacion.
One time, nice recovery by Beltre here. The ball that hit right on the heel of his glove.
Yep, gets a good bounce right into the glove. Potential double play, but Rasmus did a good job getting down there to disrupt any chance Michael had to return the throw to first base.
So 2 outs now. Ball 1 to Edwin Encarnacion, who grounded out to Beltre his first trip. Former 9th round draft pick by the Rangers, 2000. Coming out of high school in Congress, Puerto Rico. Went to the Reds along with Ruben Mateo for Rob Bell. And that is low for ball 2. From the Reds to the Jays at the 2009 trading deadline in the Scott Rowland deal. Off speed for a strike. Was then placed on waivers and claimed by the A's in November of 2010. They declined to tender him a contract. Became a free agent again and re-signed with Toronto. And they're playing through his option year this year. Sharply hit off the glove of Beltre, and no recovery this time.
Oh, 2 unusual balls. Ground balls to Beltre's left that didn't go in the middle of his glove. Had a shot at a double play with Bautista. Definitely had a shot for the 3rd out of the inning right there. Hard hit ball, but a ball that we've grown accustomed to watch Adrian catch almost every time.
It is a base hit for Encarnacion. Bautista now at second base, and with 2 outs, here is Thames, who struck out looking to lead off the second. We see nothing but strikes. Vizquel started this inning by flying out. 4 straight Jays have reached. 3 singles and the RBI fielder's choice for Bautista. 0 for ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. And you throwing some pitches here. Not the quick shutdown 1, 2, 3 he was looking for. He's thrown 21 pitches here in the 3rd. This is his 58th for the afternoon. And it's 2-1. Blue Jays saw him April 30th up there. He was on his game. 1 run in 7 innings. Only run was on a home run by Encarnacion. First he had allowed as a major leaguer. He retired 12 straight at one point, throwing first pitch strikes to 20 of the 27 batters he faced. Not quite that command today. Here's the 2-1 to the 2. .97 pitches, a 4-1 victory. Including 9 strikeouts against just 2 walks. Bautista at second, Encarnacion at first, with 2 outs. And the 2-2 pitch is fouled off. Strategy pretty clear cut there. Away and away again to Eric Faines. 7th round pick out of Pepperdine, 2008, native of Santa Clara, California. And here's the 2-2. To left field, and a running grab by David Murphy. Jays get on the board with a run on 3 base hits. They lead 2. Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. Buy the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. And by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. 7-1 Rangers. We move to the bottom of the 3rd and the bottom 3rd of the order, beginning with Nelson Cruz, who popped to first his first trip. Kyle Drabek needed 36 pitches to get through the second, after throwing only 12 in the first. And at 50 pitches now for the afternoon. 2 balls and a strike. Blue Jays really hoping he can settle down and give him a few more innings.
Yeah, and really the Rangers are kind of hoping for the same thing from Darvish, who's at around 60 pitches. They'd love to get 7 innings today. They used a lot of guys out of their bullpen yesterday too. Yeah, with a little luck, Darvish could have saved 7 or 8 pitches last inning.
He almost was able to make a play on the grounder right through him by Rasmus. And Cruz going fishing there. Drabek with his first strikeout. Rangers Ballpark suite rentals are the perfect business solution for hosting clients or employees. And suites can turn a game with family and friends into a special occasion for your group of 10 to 200 to watch a Rangers game in style. Visit TexasRangers.com/suites or call 972-RANGERS. Packed house again today. Should be officially the 16th sellout of the year. And Mike Napoli with 1 out here in the 3rd. He worked a 4-pitch walk, which loaded the bases in the second. Drabek followed that by walking Mitch Moreland. Drive in the first run. After that, consecutive 2-run doubles by Kinsler and Andrews. After a Hamilton pop up, a 2-run homer by Adrian Beltre. And then yet another double by Young before Murphy finally grounded out. That is in there, 0-2. Game's just getting underway out west. Yankees batting in the top of the first against Tom Malone in Oakland. Angels up top of the first in Seattle against Hector Noesi. They are throwing C.J. Wilson today.
Yeah, Malone and Darvish are each trying to become the first 7-game winners in the American League this year.
That is at this point some Rookie of the Year contests that we may be looking at if they continue what they've started. Rangers start the day up 6.5 on the Angels, who have made it from 4th to 2nd in the division with a 5-game winning streak. Now just 2 under 500 for the year, 23-25. A's, who have lost 4 straight, fall to 3rd, 7 down. Base hit through the hole by Napoli.
There we go. Walk and a single for Mike.
Mike in a 3 for 25 slump. Let's see if this begins the process of getting out of that for him. So he's aboard with 1 out for Mitch Moreland. Rangers' 7th hit off Drayback. Mitch in the second. Produced the first of those 7 runs with the bases loaded walk. His 20th run batted in of the year. So far in the series, Mitch is 6 for 9 with 4 runs batted in. He started the day over 300 for the first time this season, hitting .309.
He's been swinging the bat really well. Been laying off the high fastball that was giving him a problem. High meaning a little bit out of the strike zone. Been using left field a lot. Hit a home run to left center field yesterday. He's had a couple of base hits through the shift at shortstop. I think so much so that Toronto doesn't play that shift anymore. They're still shifted over a little bit, but not dramatically like they were earlier.
Mitch is now just out of the top 10 at batting. Adam Jones of Baltimore is listed 10th, also at .309, fraction of a point ahead of Mitch. Broken bat, fly ball out to right, and Bautista has out number 2. So Napoli returns to first.
Hit pretty well for ending up with just a handle of the bat in your hand.
So here's Kinsler already batting for the 3rd time. Popped up in the first, 2-run double and a run scored in the second. He looks at a strike at the knees. Ian coming into today, 27 games without a homer and only 1 RBI in his last 18 games, but 1 swing of the bat ended that. Now with 20 runs batted in. Ron Washington had said the last couple of days looking for a way to get Kinsler a day, or in this case a half day, with Young playing second and Ian the DH. High drive to left field has Thames looking at the wall, and it is up and over. The 27-game drought is over for Ian Kinsler. A 2-run shot. 9-1 Texas.
Inside pitch, borderline strike. Ian's right on the top of the plate to begin with because he likes the ball in there. Gets underneath it, but right off the top of the wall. 2 straight at bats with 2 RBIs, double and a home run.
Opened the season as his custom with a flurry of homers. And, cooled off a bit. He got number 6 there. And this is dribbler is handled by Aaron Sebia. And that ends the Ranger third, but they get 2 more runs on 2 hits. Kinsler with the big flash just long enough to crawl over the wall. Southwest is brought to you by Mooyah. Play the How Do You Mooyah instant win game, and you can win a $1,000 Mooyah gift card. And by Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. We're right up to Tom Green with a 9-1 lead now for Yu Darvish as he takes the mound for the 4th inning to face Aaron Sebia, Laurie, and Cooper. Aaron Sebia, strikeout victim his first time up. Nine runs on 8 hits through 3 innings for the Rangers. Gets a good young starter in Kyle Drabek. 1 run, 4 hits. All the Blue Jays have managed so far. High drive here is well hit. And Murphy looks up, watches that sail way out of here. On the 8th homer of the year by Aaron Sebia.
When you get it up in the air to left field right now, it's going to go. The wind is blowing out toward left field, especially a high one. Aaron Sebia is strong. He hit that one pretty well. But once it got up, it wasn't coming back the way the wind's blowing.
Ended up right over the heart of the plate, knee high, and the 5th homer allowed this year by Darvish makes it 9-2. Fred Laurie doubled his first time up. .384 feet distance on the Aaron Sebia blast. So 1-1 to Laurie. 22-year-old from Langley, British Columbia. The highest drafted position player ever to come from Canada. The Brewers took him 16th overall in the 2008 first round. He had committed to the University of Arizona. Wildcats never got him. 2-2. 2 years later, the Brewers sent him to the Blue Jays for right-hander Sean Markham. The day after he signed with the Brewers, actually, he left for the Beijing Olympics. He competed for the Canadian national team. Sister Danielle was also there as a pitcher for the Canadian softball team. Cornerstone for their future, they hope, is 22-year-old, and the 3-2 pitch, foul back. Darvish, a little more rest than normal. 5 days rest because of the off day this week. Last worked Monday at Seattle. That's low. And that is ball 4, second walk for Darvish. And here's Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. You know, real quick, we're talking about the sellout crowd. 5,000 making up of the sellout crowd as the Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts having a good time, right, guys? There we go. They also took part in a pregame parade. You guys got to see anyone down on the field, any of the players?
Derek Holland.
Oh, pretty good. You like that, huh? Having fun?
Yeah.
All right, good, good. We'll let you sit down. You look a little tired right now, big guy. There you go. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for coming out, guys. Enjoy the game. Dave?
All right, first pitch foul back by David Cooper. Cooper, his first time up, sent Murphy to the wall where he made a tremendous running over the shoulder catch to end the second. First round pick, 17th overall in 2008 after playing at 2 top-notch baseball programs. The runner goes. There will be no throw from Napoli. Laurie is into second.
It was practically a running start right there. Darvish not too concerned about the runner with a big lead, but that keeps them out of a double play. And Darvish is working on a huge pitch count right now. 74 pitches without anybody out here in the 4th inning. He needs to have a quick finish to the 4th inning to finish the 4th inning with 80 pitches, which would be 20 pitches an inning.
That would have been a nice double play ball, too. Instead, Laurie takes third on the first out of the inning. Cooper is 0 for 2. 20 pitch second, 25 in the third. And sitting at 75 now as Vizquel steps up for the second time. Led off the third by flying out to Hamilton in center field. Omar saying yesterday, not sure how much longer he's going to go. Maybe not much longer. He is 45. Oldest shortstop in Major League history, oldest position player in Blue Jays history.
Well, pretty logical that he's not going much farther at age 45. And even though he's kept in great shape, sooner or later they're going to make the decision for him, meaning other teams.
Soft line drive here to Michael Young, out number 2.
He's such an asset to have on a ball club. When he was here, he was a great guy to have playing next to Elvis Andrus. I'm sure Elvis learned a lot from him, both Venezuelans. So even if he's not playing regularly or playing much at all, still a great asset to have on any team. That's why he's been able to stay around as long as he has. Brings a lot.
Here's our Ford game summary. Ian Kinsler's already had a big day, double and a homer. Darvish scuffling a little bit, but staked to a 7-0 lead through 2 and a 9-2 lead here. So Laurie at third, 2 outs, and Yunel Escobar at the plate. He has walked, singled, and scored. Put both Vizquel's career somewhat in perspective. When he was a rookie with the Mariners in 1989, his starting pitcher today, Kyle Drabek, was a year and a half old. Career just keeps unfolding for Omar. Chopper. And Michael Young just in time to throw out Escobar.
That saves a run and saves Darvish more pitches. Nice play by Michael.
He's get around on the leadoff homer by J.P. Arcega. Hamilton to lead off the Ranger fourth. They named the only 3 players in Major League history to make a playoff roster for 6 or more straight years with 3 different teams. For the bottom of the 4th, a new pitcher just called up, right-hander Jesse Chavez. You see his numbers in AAA Las Vegas as a starter. Particularly tough on right-handed hitters. They were 174 against him there. Chavez, originally a Ranger draft pick, 42nd round, 2002. And he's got Hamilton, Beltre, and Young. Heart of the order here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Josh rolls over on that one into the shift. Thrown out by Vizquel. It is time for our AT&T U-verse reverse replay. The capper on the 7-run Ranger second. 2-run shot by Adrian Beltre, his 10th of the year. Estimated at 398 feet. Adrian, the last 4 games now, 8 for 16, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in.
You look at his year he had with Boston, the year he had with the Rangers, and the year he's having right now, and he pretty much has settled in as a 300 hitter, a 30 home run guy, and a 110 to 120 RBI guy. Excellent middle of the order guy. Doesn't strike out much, uses the whole field, hits good pitching. That was a great addition when the Rangers went out and signed him as a free agent.
Let's foul back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Ron Washington always likes to talk about is not just what Beltre does between the lines, but the influence he is in the clubhouse.
And he's such a positive guy. He's got great energy. He's got charisma. He's got a good aura about him. The kind of guy that you feel good being around. I can imagine it's that way for the players.
Fans in Seattle know about it. That was his second stop after coming up with the Dodgers as a 19-year-old. And the good years at Seattle, on for 1 year to Boston. Drives that one high and deep, but foul.
Yeah, I think when you look at his years with Seattle, they were good years. They weren't the same kind of years that he had with Boston or the Rangers, and probably several reasons for that. I think one is the ballpark is a little tougher to hit in. Maybe as much as anything, he's got better players in front and behind him in Boston and in Texas than he had in Seattle. Better lineups to be in.
Flies out to Rasmus here for out number 2. Coca-Cola Total Family Packs are available for most Sunday through Thursday Rangers games in upper or lower reserve. You'll save up to 50% on 4 tickets, hot dogs, and Cokes. Plus, you get 2 Kids Zone wristbands and 1 souvenir program. Order online at TexasRangers.com/family. So 2 gone. And now Michael Young, who is singled and doubled. He scored the first Ranger run, first of the 7 that would cross the plate in the second. So the final numbers for Kyle Drabek: 3 innings, 9 runs on 8 hits, 2 homers, only 1 strikeout. He walked 3. They all scored. He threw 67 pitches, only 34 for strikes. And another base hit opposite field for Michael. Sliding stop out there by Bautista to keep it from getting past him. And Michael Young is 3 for 3.
Like a slider out over the plate. Line shot. Almost got this by Bautista in right field. He had to make a sliding stop to keep it from going by him to the wall.
That brings up David Murphy, who's walked and grounded out.
I'm going to go with a call right here. Upper deck, straightaway right.
Very specific call.
Yep.
I called Josh's walk-off yesterday.
No,
I've been neglected to mention it, but in my own head I called it. Do I get credit for that?
No. That's like saying I picked the numbers for the $1 million lottery, but I forgot to buy the ticket.
Those are tough rules.
I don't want to be harsh on you, Dave, or anything, but, you know, as Bobby Bragan used to say, you can't hit the ball with a bat on your shoulder. You got to get up there and swing.
I know. Well, it might be worth a shot. But your call here,
you can't
be intriguing one.
You can't be afraid to make a mistake. You can't be afraid to fail in the call game.
Called strike 3.
See? Abject failure by me that time. They're not even phased.
Only the Young hit off of Chavez, and the Ranger 4th. It's still 9-2. trivia question. Name the only 3 players in Major League history to make a playoff roster for 6 or more straight years with 3 different teams. Well, we have Mike Stanton, Red Sox, Rangers, Yankees. We have David Justice, the Indians, Yankees, and Oakland. And Darren Oliver, Mets, Angels, and Rangers. And we have Mark McLemore with us up here for the 5th inning.
Matt, congratulations on the South Lake Carroll Dragons victory.
Thank you. It was a very good series. All those kids, they deserve it. The team from El Paso, they played their hearts out. It was a great series.
Drive into the right center field gap by Colby Rasmus for a leadoff double. Rasmus' second hit today.
Erasmus is only hitting .215, but he's swinging the bat pretty well. He went 1 for 6 yesterday. Looked pretty good. He's swung the bat pretty well today. Mac, I'll bring you back to an at-bat. I don't know if you were watching the beginning of the game, but Darvish walked Escobar on 4 straight pitches, threw 2 balls to Rasmus, and he couldn't wait to swing at the 7th pitch.
He could not.
Now,
yeah.
What's your thought as a former Major League player?
You can't do that. You've got to let that pitcher throw. When you see he's in trouble, let him stay in trouble. Get him further in the hole. He's not throwing strikes. You're helping him out. I think it was a high fastball he went after and helped him out.
So it shouldn't require a take sign.
You know,
it would have been handy there.
Maybe for younger players, yes. But as a veteran player, if you've been around for a while, you should know. Now, you've got some hitters where you just really can't take their aggressiveness away from them. But even in certain situations, you want to make sure that, you know, you're getting a good pitch to swing at and a good pitch to hit. You can't just go up there thinking, whatever he throws, I'm swinging at it. And you have some guys that are like that. But when you've got the pitcher on the ropes and he's not, and he's known for not, or for walking a lot of people and throwing a lot of pitches, hey, don't help him out.
2 balls and a strike to Jose Bautista, who has struck out and driven in a run with a fielder's choice. He'll be followed by Edwin Encarnacion. 85th pitch for Darvish.
Yeah, it's been a kind of a struggle for Darvish too. 47 strikes, 38 balls.
He's not as sharp as he wants to be. Fortunately, the Rangers have been swinging the bats and put up some runs for him. But I mean, he's not giving up a lot of runs either. But not nearly as sharp as he wants to be. That ball to strike ratio is nowhere near where it needs to be.
47 strikes, 38 balls. There's the 39th.
Yeah, this is the game after a 13-inning game yesterday where I'm sure Ron Washington is thinking, I need 6 and preferably 7 from Darvish today, so I don't have to use the bullpen as much as I might have the day before. Right now, it's going to be hard for Darvish to get through 6 innings. Double play ball would help a lot.
On the first pitch?
Yeah, that'd be great.
And this is the guy to do it, too.
So far today for Encarnacion, he's grounded to third and reached on an infield hit.
Well, Rasmus dancing around out there. I think he had some designs of trying to steal third base.
Back, and no balls and 2 strikes now to Encarnacion.
We've got a lot of hitters that didn't like for the runner at second base to be jumping around, moving back and forth.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, it's a distraction. I mean, you've got the hitter who he sees that movement, and you're taking his concentration off of the pitcher. And you'd have a lot of guys get a little heated under the collar if a runner was out there dancing around.
And how often does it work? Actually distract the pitcher?
Well, it can distract the pitcher depending on who the pitcher is. If the pitcher lets himself be distracted, it's his fault.
Encarnacion line drive base hit. Rasmus comes around to score and make it 9-3.
I think, though, the bottom line is in this kind of a game, you're down by 7 runs. You've got the second home run guy in the league up, and Encarnacion. You don't want to do anything to distract him. You want to let him hit. Pretty good job of hitting right there at a low inside pitch. Ripped that ball in the left field.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of thinking that has to go along, with the game. You're down 7 runs. There's nobody out. Are you really going to try and steal third? Because if you get thrown out, you're the first out at third base, and you're down 7 runs.
Yeah, that'd be worse than swinging it
to an
0 pitch in the first inning.
And knowing John Farrell, I don't think he would see the field for a few days after that.
Well, here's Eric Thames. Darvish has gotten him looking and on the liner to left. Eric Thames slumping of late, but Blue Jays trying to chip away, having twice fallen behind by 7 today. First 3 reach here in the 5th.
Whoa!
Young flags that one down. A sizzling one hopper turns it into double play.
That's turning 2.
That is definitely turning 2.
Boy, you go back to the dugout after that going, man, I can't hit the ball any harder than that.
That's when you know you're slumping right there, when things like that happen. But this is a much tougher play than you think. It even looked tough, but what makes it even tougher is that in day games, it's really hard to pick up the ball from behind home plate off the bat because of all the glare behind home plate with the seats and the shirts. It's extremely difficult, so that makes that play even that much harder.
Yeah, that's a huge play right there with nobody out. If that ball goes by Michael into right field like it could have, now it's 1st and 3rd. It's 9-4. There's nobody out. Darvish is really struggling. Wash probably has to get the bullpen up. Now he can get Aaron Sibia right here and get out of the inning with only 1 run.
He could not check his swing, and it's 0-2.
And he gets Aaron Sibia right here, and he's got a pretty good shot at going out and getting through at least 6 innings. Maybe more.
And this is an instance where your defense picked you up. He picked the pitcher up here.
Yep.
Especially if he can get Aaron Sibia right here.
He is struck out and homered. This ground ball picked by Andrews. And Darvish has made it through 5. 1 run, 2 hits, a man left. A very handy double play started by Michael Young. Metro PCS and Southwest Airlines are offering a chance to win a trip for 4 to watch your home team play in Los Angeles. Register to win at MetroPCSFlyaway.com. Mark McLemore still with us here for the bottom of the 5th inning. The Rangers leading 9-3. Cruz Napoli and Moreland against Jesse Chavez, just called up today from Las Vegas. Help pad up the bullpen, which has been stretched first couple of games of this series. Cruz today's popped up and struck out. Chavez in the fourth allowed only a Michael Young single. Now he starts Nelly with a strike. Yu Darvish has labored, but he has made it through 5 innings. 4 balls and 2 strikes now. Mac, is a big day for someone very close to you geographically first. Protege of Schwartz, right? Adam Jones of Baltimore signed a big 8-year contract today.
Very big day for him. Actually, he called me earlier in the week, and we talked about it a little bit, and he just was in amazement that he was being offered there. He feels very blessed about it, and loves the city of Baltimore, wanted to stay, and it's a good move for Baltimore. He's a very good player, young player, wants to be there, wants the team to win, and I'm extremely happy for him, and extremely proud of him.
From your neighborhood in San Diego and Morse High School, right?
Yes. I was, I think we were drafted 20 years apart. And he came out and was originally a #1 pick by Seattle and ended up being traded to Baltimore. And he's gotten the opportunity to play every day and really improve and really show what he can do. So it's been so far a great ride, and he's looking forward to some more years there. And hopefully they start winning, is what he really said.
20 years from now, Mac, maybe 25 years from now, Adam Jones is going to be sitting in the TV booth, and someone's going to say, "What was your influence as a young player?" And he's going to say, "Man, I can remember the day I first met Mark McLemore. I was so scared I didn't know what to say to him."
Oh.
3 straight strikeouts for Jesse Chavez. And time to go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studio for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's Rick Renner. All right, here's Mitch Moreland. 2 outs, nobody on in the 5th. Mitch walked with the bases loaded in the 2nd. His 20th run batted in, and last time fly to right. Back real quick, what is the mentor's cut of that contract?
A thank you.
Hey, that's all you're looking for, too, right?
That's all I need, and he's very appreciative of the time that we spend either on the phone or texting back and forth, and when he comes to town. He sends his order in about 3 or 4 days early, his dinner order. So my wife cooks him dinner. So he gets what he wants when he comes to town. And, usually it's a couple of nights we get to spend just kicking back and hanging out at the house.
What's your wife's specialty?
Everything.
So he can't go wrong then, huh?
You see how big I've been. She's responsible for this physique now.
Well, at least we know who to blame, then,
exactly.
Right?
And I'm not complaining.
Mark Lowe getting loose. That is in there for a strike, and it's 3-1 to Moreland. Did Adam mention having a sore neck after watching all those Josh Hamilton homers fly over his head in Baltimore?
Well, honestly, he was a little upset that he couldn't catch one of them. He went up on the wall a couple of times, and they were long gone. And I asked him, I said, well, what were you thinking trying to go up on the wall? He said, I wanted to get one. That's just his mentality, though. He's just he's a player. He doesn't like to lose. And so he was a little upset. I think his arm, he banged his arm up on one of them pretty good. But wasn't his neck that was a little sore.
Ooh, Moreland thought that was wide, and instead Chavez strikes out the side and has 4 straight strikeouts. Might have been a little wide. Rangers go in order in the 5th. Mac, we look forward to Rangers live postgame. a special ticket offer. Go to TexasRangers.com and enter promo code FOXSports40 and receive 40% off your ticket to the Rangers game on June 14th against the Diamondbacks or June 25th against the Tigers. Get your tickets today. Well, the afternoon is over for Yu Darvish. He makes it through 5 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits. He struck out 3, and he walked 3. And threw 93 pitches as he gives way now to Mark Lowe.
Yeah, and that may just have been enough for Darvish. I'm not sure, but there was a couple of times in the 5th inning on the mound where he was stretching both his back and his groin, it looked like. So, you know, maybe that's just what he does during an outing. I'm not sure, but possibly that had a little something to do with coming out after 93 pitches. The other thing is it's a lot of pitches in 5 innings. A lot of men on base. Hot day. Not exactly sure what went into that decision, but maybe a combination of all of it.
Mark Lowe, the only member of the Ranger bullpen not to be called on yesterday.
You know,
let's check in with Jim Knott.
All right, Dave. Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express rolled in this afternoon from Waco. Also had on board the big brothers, big sisters of Waco. You guys, how you enjoyed the ride? You enjoying the game?
It was a wonderful trip. Great day for some baseball.
There we go. Having a good time, right, guys? There we go. Packed bus coming in from Waco. Thank you, big brothers, big sisters. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of the game. Appreciate it. Thank you, Dave.
All right, here's Brett Lawrie ready to lead off the 6th inning against Lowe. Lawrie doubled and walked and stole a base against Darvish. Lawrie also has moved from 3rd to short, with Bautista moving from right to 3rd and Rajai Davis in the game at right field. Escobar getting the rest of the day off. And Lawrie looks at that fastball in there for a strike. Cooper and then Vizquel here in the 6th inning. High fly ball out to medium center, and Josh Hamilton there for the out.
Well, what Ron Washington, I'm sure, is hoping for is that Mark is very efficient and can pitch a couple of innings today. That'd be perfect. Yesterday, Koji Uehara went 2 innings in the ball game. Robbie Ross came close to pitching 2 innings. He threw 2 innings worth of pitches. So in that 13-inning game, the bullpen did get extended. A lot of them were used. Ogando, Adams, Nathan didn't throw a lot of pitches. They're easily available today. That's not a problem. Tadayama didn't throw a lot of pitches, although it was his 2nd straight day pitching. So the bullpen's in good shape for today.
David Cooper has flied to left, grounded to short. Inside 2 balls and no strikes. Cooper sent his first year of collegiate ball with Cal State Fullerton. Went to the College World Series with them in 06. Made the all-tournament team there in Omaha by hitting .533. He then transferred to Cal Berkeley for his final 2 years. Drafted in the 1st round at 08. Grounder here. Easy chance for Michael Young. Out number 2. Here's Emily.
Guys, you were talking earlier about Omar Vizquel and the positive impact he has on a clubhouse, a dugout, on the baseball field as well. We saw that firsthand through Elvis Andrus here in 2009.
You know, still, you know, in the process, in the learning process to continue to develop myself, and you know, he's still great. You know, he knows he's my idol, so that makes it a little weird, you know, to hear that from me. But it's a lot of fun. I'm always like a little kid when I'm around him.
Elvis and Omar doing a bit of a pre-game routine for the Toronto TV yesterday, and the smile on Elvis's face, as you saw, always big when he sees Omar soaking up everything he can from the veteran shortstop, guys.
We can hardly have a better source than Omar Vizquel. 0 for 2. He's flat out and lined out today. And this is back foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes. Omar playing since age 8. His best coach, his father's, is without him, I probably would not have made it to the majors. Out of Caracas, Venezuela. '24th major league season.
Ooh, what was that? Good inside fastball. Did it catch the corner? Could have. Close. Didn't satisfy the one important ingredient, though. That was Tim Timmons. His call.
So 1-2. And a base hit to right field for Vizquel. 3 for 6 yesterday, 1 for 3 today. And that'll get him to the top of the order. We'll see Rajai Davis for the first time as he took the batting spot of Yunel Escobar, but took over in the field out in right. Escobar was 1 for 2, a walk, a single, and scored their first run.
Thank you.
Check swing right back to low. And that'll do it. An 11-pitch 6th inning for Mark. Brought to you by Sonic. Today's jackpot worth $100 and dinner for 2 at a Sonic drive-in. And today the Rangers are hitting for Charles Wilhite from McKinney. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Charles Wilhite will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Jesse Chavez on for his 3rd inning in relief of Kyle Drabek. He has struck out 4 straight. Allowed only a 2-out single in the 4th to Young. And Kinsler pops that one straight up and straight back. Ian Kinsler, with a 2-run double in the 2nd and a 2-run homer in the 3rd, has matched his career high with 4 runs batted in. It's the 7th time he's done it. There's the double. And then the third, a 1-1 pitch. Would bounce up and over the wall, 367 feet. And that after going 27 games since his last home run. Maybe this starts a spurt back in the other direction for Kinsler, known to be streaky. Rounds that one just fouled. Yankees and the A's, bottom of the third. It's 1-0 New York, and Andrew Jones homer in the second. That coming off the rookie Tom Malone. And there's a strike, and there is 5 straight strikeouts rung up by Jesse Chavez.
Well, he's got to be making a pretty nice impression. Did he catch the corner? Sure did.
Started by getting Murphy for the last out of the fourth. He got Cruz, Napoli, and Moreland in the fifth, and now Kinsler to begin the sixth. 4 of these 5 strikeouts have been on called strike threes. Napoli, he got swinging. Good day for Elvis. Single in the first, 2-run double, and a run scored in the second. And here it was, a 1-1 pitch. Eric Thames trying to climb the wall out there. Couldn't quite get to it.
It didn't look like the ball was over his glove. It looked like the ball came down to the side of his glove.
Elvis's 23rd and 24th runs batted in on the year. Wrapping up quite a month of May. Outside corner, 1-2.
On a day where the starting pitchers didn't throw enough strikes, Chavez has thrown 37 pitches, 27 of them for strikes, so he's sharp as he can be.
Kyle Drabeck threw 34 strikes and 33 balls in his 3 innings. 1-2. Right field, and coming on to make the catch is Rajai Davis. So the strikeout string is ended at 5. And it brings up Hamilton. Josh is 0 for 3. Only Josh and Cruz have not reached base by a hit or walk so far today. Fielder's choice in the first, a pop up and a ground out since for Josh. And the Jays have the shift on with the shortstop Laurie moved over to short right field. Bautista, the third baseman, edge of the grass, just to the left of second base. 1 ball, 1 strike. In Seattle, the Angels with a home run by Kendrys Morales now lead 2-0. They're still batting in the top of the fourth. They are now second in the division, 6.5 behind the Rangers. And Alexi Ogando getting loose. He gets Hamilton swinging. 6 strikeouts through 2 1/3. Now 3 full innings by Jesse Chavez. Still 9-3. By your Texas Ford dealers. Drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, you can try Jack's Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for only $4.99 plus tax. Packed house Sunday, sunny, very warm, very windy Sunday afternoon, Memorial Day weekend, and 9-3 Ranger lead. We move into the 7th inning. Mark Lowe came on in the 6th and allowed only a 2-out single by Vizquel. Now here's Rasmus.
Good slider. Wow. Bottom dropped out of that.
Rasmus today has popped up, singled, doubled, and scored.
Ogando's throwing in case Mark runs into any problems in his 2nd inning. So far, he's getting very efficient with his pitch count. 4 outs, 13 pitches.
And there is one in the 7th.
You can pretty much take your pick of the Ranger pitchers who have the ability to pitch late in the ball game. It's Ogando, Adams, and Nathan, the 7th, 8th, and 9th. But the way Lowe, Uehara, and Robbie Ross have pitched all year, they're practically all interchangeable. That's one of the nice things. And we talked about it in the pregame show. The Rangers have statistically the best bullpen in baseball. And so it's probably not a surprise to hear that said, that there's 6 guys in the bullpen that can all pitch the 7th, 8th, or 9th innings.
Bautista grounding out to Andrews. Voting is now open for the 2012 MLB All-Star Game in Kansas City. Vote early and often at TexasRangers.com to send your favorite Rangers to this year's All-Star Game along with manager Ron Washington. And you'll even receive a special ticket offer when you cast your 25 ballots by June 28th at TexasRangers.com. Pretty much a Ranger at every position. So lots of votes to cast in the next month. Edwin Encarnacion has grounded out. He reached on an infield hit in the 3rd and singled in a run in the 5th. 39th RBI for a man who trails only Hamilton in that category in the AL. And they're 1-1. Rangers trying for a sweep and to extend the Blue Jay losing streak to 5. They've been passed by the Yankees now in the East. They're 4th place, 5 in arrears of the Orioles.
The Yankees have won 4 in a row. Toronto's lost 4 in a row. White Sox are hot too. They're winning big today. They've won 4 in a row coming into today's game. They beat Cleveland today. They'll only be a half a game out of 1st place.
And they're up 12-5 in the top of the 9th. Foul ball.
Angels have won 5. They're winning today. Braves have lost 6 in a row. They've gone from the top to the bottom. Philadelphia starting to sneak back in things. They've won 4 in a row. No one can top the Cubs, though. They've lost 11 straight. 15-31. That's a bad team right now, boy. They got a long way to go.
Lost in Pittsburgh today, 10-4.
They lost again?
Yes.
Whoa, that's 12 straight.
Yeah, they're now 15-32. Clint Hurdle's Pirates just a game under 500 now. They're 23-24. Start of the day, 4 back at the Central. Here's the 2-2 to Encarnacion.
Good slider. Wow, what a good outing from Mark Lowe. He'd go back out there for a 3rd inning. He's under 20 pitches.
8th pitch inning, 6 strikes from Mark Lowe. Day after tomorrow, May 29th, and sign up to be the Whataburger What-A-Fan. Don't miss this chance to win great prizes and to meet one of your Texas Rangers at the Whataburger at 1726 Military Parkway in Mesquite, 10:30 to 11:30 Tuesday morning. Come out and meet Robbie. You will enjoy his company, guaranteed. 9-3. Rangers jumped out with a 7-run second and scored their other 2 in the third on the 2-run home run by Ian Kinsler, who also doubled in 2 runs in the second, matching his career high with 4 runs batted in. Michael Young is 3 for 3. Elvis Andrus a single and a 2-run double. Yu Darvish lasted 5 innings, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits, 3 walks, struck out 3 through 93 pitches. Kyle Drabeck lasted only 3 innings for the Blue Jays, allowing all 9 runs on 8 hits and 3 walks. Jesse Chavez came on in the 4th, and in his 3 innings, he has struck out 6 batters and allowed only 1 hit. That was Michael Young's 3rd of the day. He will face Young's 2nd here in the bottom of the 7th. First up, it's Beltre, who had a 2-run homer in the 2nd. And Tom, we saw a great T-shirt here yesterday. No toque mi cabeza. Reference to Adrian's preference not for anybody to touch his head, even when he comes to the dugout after a home run.
Yeah, it looked like a homemade T-shirt.
I asked him if he'd seen it. He hasn't, but I would swear I actually saw his eyeballs turn into dollar signs, like they used to in the Warner Brothers cartoons.
That happened about 1.5 years ago when he signed his 6-year contract.
Actually,
of course, it happened a long time before that. It happened when he signed his 5-year contract with Seattle Mariners.
Actually, he just got a good kick out of it. He thought it was pretty good humor for a T-shirt. Foul tip. Aaron Sebia not quite able to hang on to it.
Well, no player is going to say that the money's not important. Sometimes players do. It's not about the money. As soon as they say it's not about the money, you know that it is. But the way Adrian plays the game, he plays it with passion. He plays it with a smile on his face, and he earns every dime he's being paid.
The greeting for Hamilton after his walk-off in the 13th. And focus shifting from Josh to Beltre. Right, so there you see everybody trying to toque his cabeza. So Beltre after the line out, followed by Michael, trying to keep his day perfect. Michael singled and scored, leading off the 2nd. Later that inning, he doubled and he singled, the only base runner allowed by Chavez back in the 4th. Right center field, coming on hard, Rasmus, and he makes a diving catch to rob Michael of his 4th hit.
No, he's an athlete, boy. There's nothing he can't do on the field. Time will tell how much he hits. He should hit the way he swings the bat, but he can run, he can field. He's got a great arm. He looks like he could come in and pitch. You watch him warm up in the outfield. He's got an excellent arm. He's got power. He's a player with a lot of tools. You can see why he was a #1 draft choice. Never really put it all together. He's very young. I say never in his several years with the Cardinals, and still trying to do it here with Tampa Bay. He's hitting below 220, but there's a lot to work with there. They just have to be patient and give him a chance. Good
Murphy
luck.
will get a base hit out of this one. Bautista playing way off the line. David's first hit.
David hit kind of right off the end of the bat, and no play on that ball. Only the 2nd base runner in almost 4 innings against Chavez.
You're talking about Rasmus's arm. Could pitch, did pitch in high school, in Alabama and threw up to 91 miles an hour.
I bet he did. You know, Josh is the same way. You can tell watching Josh throw that he was a pitcher, and he was a great pitcher in high school.
Blue Jays looked at his acquisition as getting a guy with center field speed with a right fielder's arm.
Yep, I would agree with that.
He showed the speed coming in on that drive by Young. Now it's Cruz who has popped up and struck out his last 2 trips. There's a base hit in the gap. That'll roll to the wall. And it will get David Murphy home without a throw. It's 10-3.
Well, Chavez was cruising along, 2 outs and nobody on in the 7th, trying to get his 4th scoreless inning. Didn't quite get through this inning, though. He hung that cutter right in the middle of the plate.
RBI number 33 for Nelly Cruz. And it will bring up Napoli. The Rangers, for the 3rd time today, enjoy a 7-run lead. Mike walked and scored in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 3rd, and last time up he struck out. And here in the chant from the 16th sellout of the season here at Rangers Ballpark, 46,637. As the Rangers today go over the 1 million mark, fastest in club history. 1994, it took 27 games. This is the 23rd home game of the 2012 season. And the Rangers on a pace to draw 3.5 million. 1-2 to Napoli. Five more sellouts and the Rangers will tie that record of 21 the initial year of the ballpark in '94. Good seats are available for all the games against the Seattle Mariners, a series that will begin tomorrow night at 7 here on Fox Sports Southwest with Matt Harrison facing Kevin Millwood. Millwood, who has not been scored on his last couple outings, including one against the Rangers. High drive to right field. Back at the wall, leaping up. Davis couldn't come up with it.
I thought he caught it.
Number 8 for Napoli.
Well, it's got to be a good feeling for Nap this game. He's got a walk, a single, and now a home run to right field as he slowly starts to make a comeback here. Right about this time last year where he got hot and then stayed hot for the last 3 months of the season. That's a good sign, driving that ball to right field.
Just off the top of Davis's glove out there. Mike had hit 1 homer in his last 29 games.
Oh, he almost took that away.
3 or 4 more inches at the most. Might have had it, but he didn't. And it's 12-3. 1-1 to Moreland. Mike just plug it away. Patience may be paying off today. He scored 3 runs. 2 hits, and now he has driven in a pair, and it's 1-2 to Moreland. 365 feet on this drive by Mike. Rangers now 12 runs on 12 hits. No errors, they've left 3. 3 runs on 8 hits. No errors, Jays have left 7. The issue yesterday was not taking advantage of scoring chances. Inning after inning after inning, the Rangers would get the lead man on. And they went 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position until they finally won it in the 13th. Not the case at all today. Now at third, Marty Foster says he didn't go. It's 2-2. All this without big day from Josh Hamilton. Josh is 0 for 4. He is the only Ranger who has not scored. Kinsler and Murphy have scored twice. Napoli's now scored 3 times. Moreland, the only other Ranger without a base hit. And he goes down swinging. 7 strikeouts for Jesse Chavez, but the Rangers get 3 more in the 7th.
Rangers 12-3 over the Blue Jays. Dave, time for the Rangers fan of the game. It has to be the Dugan family. They came all the way in from Abilene. 13 brothers and sisters on hand. They came armed with the sides. Look at this. Napoli, ever after. Oh my gosh, Josh. Here's the bag, Kathy. Congratulations. You guys, how much do you love the Rangers?
Oh my God, we live and breathe the Rangers. Every night we're on watching the Rangers, texting each other. We love the Rangers.
I think you love the Rangers. We get the point. Congratulations, Rangers fans of the game.
Big chunk of the sellout here. And on to work the 8th inning, Alexi Ogando. Alexi worked an inning and 2/3 yesterday, allowing a run on 2 hits. And first up, he starts Eric Thames with a strike. Thames has struck out, lined out, and grounded into a double play.
Ogando's just got an amazing arm. There's just not a lot of guys with his versatility. Pitched that yesterday, comes back today. First 2 pitches he throws are 97 miles an hour the next day. You could put him in the rotation and he makes the all-star team. You could make him a closer and he'd save 40 games. There's nothing he can't do. But it's an inning that Wash would probably rather not have him pitch. I think the hope would have been that Darvish pitched 7 innings today. Lowe pitched the last 2 and everyone else got a rest.
Aaron Sebia and Laurie also to hit here in the 8th. And it is 2-2. Here's our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
This is a big play. Even though the Rangers have a big lead, the Jays are rallying. There's nobody out, and this one-hop smash is turned into a double play. It could have taken a hop over Michael's head. It's been a double with 2 men on and nobody out.
And Michael has not played that much second base this year, but handled that wicked hop as well as anybody could at that position. Lowe went 2 innings, allowing only 1 run, striking out 1 hit. That was to Vizquel, striking out 1. Now the 3-2 from Ogando. Foul back. White Sox have finished off their victory over the Indians 12-6. Tampa Bay wins at Boston 4-3 with 2 in the 9th, beating Alfredo Aceves.
Well, Paul Konerko is quietly making a move on the 400 batting average. That guy has been hot, boy.
High drive out into right center field, and it's Hamilton crossing in front of Cruz for the first out of the 8th.
The White Sox have been scoring a lot of runs. Konerko's a guy that doesn't run at all, so you know he's not getting any infield hits. No bunt hits, no infield hits, and he's hitting close to 400. Good time to be missing the White Sox right now, the way they're pounding the ball. The Indians have been playing pretty well.
Konerko started the day at 396. Josh Hamilton at 376. Josh has been leading the Triple Crown categories weeks on end now. Here's Aaron Sebia, who has struck out, homered, and grounded out. Homered leading off the 4th against Darvish. Konerko today 2 for 4, homered, drove in 4 runs. Kansas City wins at Baltimore 4-2. Billy Butler and Jeff Francoeur with homers for the Royals. 5th of the year for Frenchie. So the Blue Jays would stay 5 back of Baltimore. Tampa Bay pulls into first place tie with the Orioles, both now 29-19. Heading up the American League East. Here's a high, deep drive to left field, and Murphy looks up. This one sails out of here. The second homer of the day for J.P. Arancibia.
He hit 2 in a game against the Rangers last year.
Today, numbers 8 and 9. And it's 12-4.
It's a hanging slider right near the center of the plate.
Just over the railing. Out there beyond the 354 mark. And it's pretty much a rule now. You catch one the other guys hit, you have to sail it back out. No matter how badly you like the souvenir, it's tainted. The other guys hit it. Arancibia's 5th career 2-homer game. 2nd against the Rangers last July 22nd. That's the game you're talking about. Here, Midalori, who has doubled, walked, stolen a base, and flied out. Also a final. Detroit wins at Minnesota 4-3. But the Tigers still under 500, 23-24.
A lot of comebacks the last couple of days. Tampa Bay returned the favor to the Red Sox today. Red Sox had a 3-2 lead. Tampa Bay came back and scored a couple, beat them 4-3. Watch out.
Right back to Alexi. Boy, watch out is right. There's the second out of the 8th. Join us at On the Border for dinner every Wednesday night through August 8th and enter to win free Rangers tickets. Visit iloveontheborder.com for more details.
I hope they're not looking at his hand.
Jamie Reed, the trainer, taking a look at it. Looks like it went maybe off the heel of his palm.
Yeah, I hope it missed his right hand and just hurt the palm of his glove hand. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. It looks like it hit him in the hand.
Look at the first angle slowed down a little bit more. It's a new angle, actually. That looks like it could well have gotten the heel of his palm, and he's going to come out.
It's a game with this kind of a lead where if it went the way you wanted it to, you would hope that Ogando wouldn't even have to pitch today. But didn't go that way. He did have to pitch, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed that there's nothing wrong with his hand.
So Yoshi Tateyama called on to get the last out of the 8th inning in a 12-4 ball game. Tom Brokaw for Boys in the Hall, the personal stories of some of baseball's greatest legends. This week, the subject is Brooks Robinson. Boys in the Hall, after the game presented by Subway restaurants where winners eat. Yoshi Tateyama, of course, gets as many warm-up tosses as he needs, coming in for an injured teammate, Alexi Ogando. And when we get whatever word may be passed along from the Rangers clubhouse, we will, of course, pass it along to you. But in the meantime, here's Tateyama to face David Cooper.
Yeah, the Rangers wouldn't take any chances with Ogando, so let's just keep our fingers crossed that it's just a sore right hand and not any kind of an injury. That's one valuable piece to the bullpen that you don't want to lose.
Tateyama got the win yesterday. Coming in to get the last out of the 13th inning. This day, Rangers history. In 1991, the Rangers beat the Twins 11-4. And that extended the franchise record win streak to 14 straight. Fortunately, that team could not keep it going. It would be 5 more years before the Rangers would make the postseason. But what a month of May that was 21 years ago. Tateyama came in the top of the 13th for Robbie Ross after 2 runs had scored. And first man he faced, Escobar, reached on an error in right by Cruz. He then got Rasmus to ground out, and then he got the win. As in the bottom of the 13th, Ryota Igarashi walked Kinsler, gave up an RBI double to Andrews, and then the walk-off two-run homer by Hamilton. Igarashi, after that performance, designated for assignment today. Let's check in with Emily.
Well, Robbie Ross all smiles out in the Rangers dugout right now. However, yesterday after the game, he was still all smiles, but maybe not so jovial because a couple of the veterans let him know that it was probably not okay to be late for a meeting. And there's a difference between being actually really late and baseball late.
As a rookie, I'm going to get all the heat from everyone, and that's part of it. It doesn't matter if it's I do it myself or if it's just the way that it is, it just happens. So, I'm just taking it stride, I'm just enjoying it, and, I just got to wear it, so it's just fine.
Taking it in stride, he did. We'll show you the pictures later, guys.
All right, it only takes Yoshi one pitch. Pop up David Cooper in the Blue Jays' eighth. A run on the second homer of the day by J.P. Arancibia.
The Rangers up 12-4, and we've seen Robbie Ross on the bad end of some pretty bad wardrobe malfunctions, but this one may have taken the cake as he's leaving the clubhouse yesterday. He's got to put on his clothes. They're a little torn up. One leg of his pants missing. Apparently, as we just talked about a little bit earlier, he was not actually really late, but just baseball late, and so he got a message sent to him. And you know what? Robbie Ross wears all of this very well, literally and figuratively, guys.
Yeah, that's a little tough right there. Wow. Look, like a nice pair of jeans they ruined on him.
Sacrificed in the name of rookie hazing.
I can't imagine what they're going to dress him up like late in the season this year.
Kinsler pops the 0-2 pitch out to short center field, and making the call and the catch is Laurie over from shortstop. Word we got on Yunel Escobar, left with tightness in his groin. That moved Laurie from third to short. So, one gone. Kinsler now 2 for 5 with the career high, tying 4 RBIs in the 6th homer. Elvis Andrews singled in the first. Drove a 2-run double and scored a run in the 7-run second. Since then, a ground out and a line out to right field. Jesse Chavez saving the rest of the Blue Jays bullpen. Just called up today in case this eventuality happened. Drive to center. Rasmus over just a few steps. And let's see what we have in store on Rangers Live from John Radigan.
Yeah, Dave, sitting down here on the Rangers Live set, the Captain Morgan Club, and we've got a great show for you coming up immediately following the game. Of course, lots of post-game reaction. Emily and Knox will each get an interview done on the field. Emily works the clubhouse. Mark McLemore joins me, and he better not be late or he may leave here with britches that look like Robbie Ross's did. I think Mac will be on time, guys.
Well, sounds like he better.
Yeah.
There's late, there's baseball late, there's TV late. TV late is if you're only 10 minutes early. We have the word now on Alexi Ogando as Craig Gentry hits for Josh Hamilton and pops it foul. Room over there for Cooper.
Oh, a quick inning.
They just quickly go in order in the 8th. Tell you about Alexi Ogando when we come back. Is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer. Drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. A reminder from Budweiser, great times are waiting. Designated driver. And by Hyundai, if it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. Here's the word on Alexi Ogando. Bruised right hand, so was his pitching hand. X-rays negative, and he is listed as day-to-day.
Well, that's not great news because he had to come out of the game, but it's really good news that it's not more serious than that. Alexi probably wouldn't have pitched tomorrow anyway, and hopefully the day after that, if he's needed, he'll be all right.
Omar Vizquel looks at a strike from Yoshi Tateyama, who needed only one pitch to pop up Cooper, get the last out of the 8th. Omar has flied to center line to second and single. Rajay Davis will be next, then Colby Rasmus. This for the Rangers will close off a 3-game sweep. Last home sweep was September 23rd through the 25th, taking 3 from the Mariners last year. And for the Blue Jays, it will be their 5th consecutive loss, as Tateyama misses wide, and a leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter Vizquel is how he begins the 9th inning. And that will bring up Davis, who came into the game in right field after the Escobar hamstring issue, moving Bautista to third and Laurie from third to short. Well, Rangers just needing Yoshi to throw strikes. Only 2 in his first 7 pitches. That one is in there. Angels have tacked on a run in the top of the 7th now at Seattle, still batting and leading the Mariners 3-1. Racing over into left center, Craig Gentry, who stays in the game to take over center from Hamilton and takes care of the first out.
Fun watching Craig play. That speed that he's got looked like a line shot in the gap, and not only wasn't in the gap, he caught it easily. Could have gone 10 more feet to make the catch.
So there's one. And now Colby Rasmus, who has singled and doubled, scored once and popped up twice. Well hit to right. Cruz looks up and it is gone. A line drive, 2-run home run by Rasmus. His 5th of the year. And it's 12-6 Texas. Rasmus had a 2-run shot in the 5th inning yesterday. And a 3-hit day today. Brings up Bautista. And Napoli tracking down his foul pop for the 2nd out of the 9th.
Good look at the concentration it takes to catch a pop-up like that. Catchers, of course, do it pretty easily. They practice it a lot.
Wind is still blowing in from right. Had to be a factor there. So Edwin Encarnacion 2 for 4 with an RBI. There are good seats left for the upcoming 3-game series here against Seattle. We'll have them all 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Southwest.
I'd love to hear that conversation, Dave, between you, Darvish, and Derek Holland. Scott Feldman's kind of on the outside listening to it. I know Derek's not speaking Japanese.
Yet, anyway. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Derek said today that his first thought on the haircut was to just cut the top and then have a nuclear mullet.
That would have been a bad idea.
He was thinking it. Ball strike 3. And the Rangers complete a 3-game sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays as they take a 12-6 victory here. All but insured by the 7-run 2nd inning.
Bends the breaking ball in on the inside corner. Encarnacion fooled by it, but he knew it was strike 3.
No last-second heroics needed today, as the Rangers with that 7-run 2nd, followed by 2 in the 3rd, 3 more in the 7th inning. 12 runs on 12 hits. They did not commit an error. They left only 3 after leaving 13 on the bags yesterday. For Toronto, 6 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They left 7. And they fall to 500 at 24-24 with their 5th straight loss. Rangers improved for the first time this year to 12 games over 500 in their 6th chance. They finally get over that hump and improved to 30-18. And let's send it down to Jim Knox.
All right, thank you, Dave. Michael, I tell you what, good day by the Rangers, a great day by you. 3 hits at the plate. In second base, you look like the good old days back there, you know, scooping up everything.
Yeah, it was a good day for us. You know, you was battling up there, but fortunately we were able to put some runs up early. The guy they started has got great stuff, and we were just fortunate to push some runs across.
And this is a good Blue Jay team. I mean, you guys just swept them 3 straight right here. That says a lot.
They're a very, very good club, and you know, sometimes the game just kind of goes your way a little bit. We had fortunate to have a couple bounces go our way, but we're happy with the way we played, and hopefully we can take it into tomorrow night.
All right, Mike, congratulations on the big afternoon. Dave?
Yes, it was for Michael Young. 3 for 4. And a big day for the Rangers, 12-6 the final. Don't forget, Rangers Live with John Radigan and Mark McLemore is straight ahead.